Hello everyone, I'm gonna play a chess game. Um, Given a pool now. Haven't played really in a few days. I've been trying to do some studying. I played one game, but I had some technical issues with uploading it, which is unfortunate because it's probably one of the best games I've played recently. Um, as I said in the previous video, I'm working on some things for White to prepare for some upcoming matches, but I am not playing them here. All right, once again, it's just a normal Scotch. It's probably the most popular line that I see. I don't know if that's just me or if that's actually the way it is, but it seems like it. The two moves here are usually castle or queen g6, um, and castles, and then usually knight e5, trying to control the center. Um, and I'll move the bishop back, and I'll just go ahead and play f4, trying to keep hold of the center and control the e5 square. Um, all right, the knight on c2, it protects d4. It sort of overprotects a key square, and also protects the bishop on e3. Um, so, there's some tricks there. You have to be careful when you play b4 here, if you're not well prepared enough in some of these lines for the b4 push. Um, they can exchange on d4 and win the b4 pawn. So, all right. I don't think the knight was going to go back to b8 necessarily, but the knight on a4 or a5 doesn't really look all that strong. As the adage goes, a knight on the rim is grim, but it's not always true. But here it doesn't seem like the best placed piece. Um, so what I'll probably do is swing my queen around to the queen side, play someone like queen f3, um, and then unite the rooks on e1 and f1. Um, if I take, then he can just take with the knight, and he shouldn't have any issues. I like the fact that his knight is pretty weak, and just a4 holding it. Sometimes it's as important to create your own activity as to suppress your opponent's activity as it is to create your own. Um, ooh, this doesn't look too good for him. Um, Black has to be careful on a lot of these lines because some if with the queen on f6, there's a lot of variations or a lot of ways that you can gain a lot of extra tempi by attacking the queen while you're pushing these pawns. And as you see, I got basically both two pawn pushes on the king side, which will should help me in an attack on the black queen. Also, I think it's just simply going to be lost here. I mean, if queen h4, I can just play g3, I think, and black is out of squares to go to. You see the knight on c2 um, is also um, well positioned in the fact that it's holding the e3 bishop. The e3 bishop, especially after playing f4, gets really weak in a lot of these lines. Or not necessarily weak, but it hangs at least. Um, You have to be careful. I have a couple ways to win the queen. Looks like I can, play G3, queen H3. Um, I think I can play rook F4. Then if queen goes to G4, I can play um, rook G5, I think. G4, I mean. Right? No, then the queen has H5. Um, well, I'll just play H4, I think. Yeah. All right. Um, Might have been able to go back to H6 instead of going to G3. And then after I swing the rook away, um, queen. Then the queen has the H5 square. Well, no, actually, he loses it either way. All right. Well, he resigned. But all right. So if he plays queen H6 here, I have rook G4, and after queen to H5, then rook takes G7, and the queen hangs, and I still have a substantial attack on the king side. So I mean, maybe you learned a few things about the Scotch, but the one thing that I think the biggest thing, and something that I notice, is that a lot of times with these pushes with the queen f6 line, if black isn't careful, especially if he plays something like the knight to e7, um, I get a ton of free moves. And even if his queen had an escape square here, if say g6 were in, um, then all of a sudden, my pawns are completely pushing on his king side, and he's basically just retreating the whole time. So he had a pretty good game versus the near expert a few months ago. We're actually mated him in 18 moves in a very similar line like this. And it's the same concept. So if you're a Scotch player, just keep those things in mind, or if you're a double king's pawn black player, just be careful about the knight e7, knight on e7, and the queen, giving additional tempo to the pawn star. So hope you learned a few things, and hope you have a good day. Hopefully I can get this one loaded. I'll talk to you later. Bye.